welcome back to another Inside Lansing, where our guest this time is Fabian Newman of the IT department from the Village. Fabian, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me here.
So let's talk about the IT department. A lot of people might not know, what is an IT department?
Well, most people probably know that IT is for informational technology, but I simply used to say that my department handles anything with a battery in the village. Outside of vehicles, so to speak. So that means cell phones, servers, computers, as far as tablets, anything remote that people have to remote into, remote devices. So we handle quite a bit of different things, definitely camera systems as well. So we kind of service all the various departments throughout the village. And so we have to almost be on call when the police department and or fire or public works, village hall, wherever the need may arise, we have to be ready to accomplish it.
So technology pretty much village-wide. So you might be over at Village Hall one day, but then you might be at the police department another, or over here at Channel 4.
Yeah, the field of IT is definitely more, it's like a nomad, where you don't really have one place to stay. So if I'm in my office all day, that's actually a fairly good day. That means I can actually catch up with paperwork, return phone calls, etc.
So you were saying batteries, anything that's run on a battery or power. One thing that I think people have noticed recently is that our downtown area now has speakers that are up. That is part of your department?
Yeah, so this has been kind of in the works for several years. Started with the prior administration, and then this current administration brought all that to fruition. And so we're excited by that because the music adds a completely different atmosphere to your downtown corridor.
The downtown corridor, I like that you bring that up because that is going to be very important for probably the biggest thing we'll talk about today, which is Fox Pointe. And Fox Pointe is nearing completion, and what I'd like to talk about, get into with you, is some of the technology that you're looking at implementing there.
So there's quite a bit of things. There's lots of moving parts with Fox Pointe. All those moving parts, just whether it be my department, working in conjunction with Public Works Department, talking with Fire Department, Police, we all have different roles to play, so to speak, to ensure that this project is exactly what our administration wants. And so it's going to be a destination point. We've known this for quite a while. It's going to be the thing that in 10 years, Lansing will be known for Fox Pointe. So I'm fairly confident of this. So we're excited by that, but all of the different aspects of technology at Fox Pointe will include a wireless mesh system so that when you go there, because there'll be concerts, there'll be festivals, things of that nature. As many of you are already aware, Autumn Fest is held there. It's kind of the home of it right now, and so we're excited to have its new home, so to speak, with the unveiling of it this year. And we're excited by that, and there's just lots of different things that have to happen before that date occurs, so including cameras. People are like, well, why do you need cameras there? Well, cameras are a safety precaution for us, so it ensures that people's vehicles, because there's going to be parking, so we're going to make sure we have cameras near the parking areas as well as near bathrooms, as well as other areas, just for protection, and not needing the areas, needs a lot of that, but it's just always good. People act a little bit differently when they know they have eyes on them. So
that's right.
And as I said, it's more preventative than anything. But the other good thing is it helps to deter, possible, God forbid, vandalism or anything like that.
Right. So if I go down there for Autumn Fest and I'm there, I can just hop on my phone and get Wi-Fi directly from the village right there?
Yeah, there'll be Wi-Fi that will be enabled when we have events there. So it's going to be exciting just because you'll be able to, when you go to an event and you'll say, hey, you're here and you want to stream live from Fox Pointe. Say your favorite band happens to be playing there, you can stream it and it'll be on Facebook, Live, whatnot. It'll be exciting for us because that's going to generate more buzz. And the more buzz we generate, the more excitement we generate, the more activity, and eventually, more revenue comes into our community. So we're excited by what that's going to bring for us.
Another thing is that you talked about, at least the mayor talked about, was the irrigation system. Now I know that's something that actually you kind of are heading up. Is that correct?
I have one piece of it in that there has to be a schedule for when the lawns get watered. So we have the contractor has put in a fabulous system in place, and our Public Works helps augment that. So they're going to be, watering different parts of Fox Pointe, but then there has to be an automated system. So it changes based on the rainfall. So we have the computer that's attached to it is fairly intuitive. However, you still have to kind of make sure it's manned, so to speak. So we have an irrigation system now where it's web-enabled, and it has its own access point at Fox Pointe, and we can go in there and literally from my phone, we've set up schedules. So at different points throughout the week, the grass is being watered, and so we water it in time so that, and it's set up via zones. So the area, for example, near Santa House is one zone, another zone by the pavilion, another zone by the restroom.
So you can time these differently.
Yeah, so you can
and
time
kind
them
of
differently. So
depending on the needs.
Exactly, and depending on the level. So sometimes you may not need as much water at one particular area, or only one area needs it. We can do that.
So while we're on the topic of Fox Pointe, part of the thing with Fox Pointe is you can't just build something and just expect people to just show up for no reason. It's not if you build it, they will come type issue.
Right.
There's things to think about, including like advertising, like logo, tagline. Could you maybe talk about that?
Yeah, so our department, we're obviously information technology, which information can be in any number of mediums. So digital technology, we're blessed in our department that myself as well as my assistant Daniel is very proficient in graphic design. So we've been able to do a lot of different things throughout the village with graphic design. So that has cut costs for us, so we don't have to outsource something like that to get a designer to come in and create something for us. So whether it be the mayor or the director of communications, Ken, or whoever else that may have a desire for something, or they may want to, they may have something that they want to explain or let people know about. And so we just sit with them, talk with them, capture their vision, and then kind of put that out on paper. So then we'll create something, and then we kind of go through the different runs. So we're excited because the mayor administration has put together some different requests for a Fox Pointe logo. So we've been working on that for the past few months, and it should be unveiled fairly soon. And our tagline, we know for sure already. We just have a few little details to work with the logo, but the tagline is "Get to the point."
Get to the point.
Yeah, and with point with
point with an E.
Point with an E. For
Point
sure.
with an E.
So it's as I said, it is a destination point. So because it's a destination point, it's short, it's sweet, and people will know immediately what they want to do.
And since it's coming up soon, that we're going to have Autumn Fest there and everything, and then that'll just steamroll into other events, are we having a ribbon cutting?
Yes. So we have worked with administration as well, created some flyers and such. There will be a ribbon cutting on Friday, September 28th, and that's actually open to the public. So it's a great opportunity to come and kind of tour the facility, see all the different bells and whistles before its first scheduled event, which will be Autumn Fest. So that will be the following week. So it's a great opportunity to kind of see it and see all the different plans and hear from not only the mayor and the people, the various contractors that worked with it, but all the different people that have actually had a piece to do with this are going to be able to kind of just explain the vision, how it came about, and what the plans are. So as you alluded to before, marketing it is key.
Yes.
So we're excited by that. We understand as a village we're fairly good at marketing, and so we're going to continually look to improve that. And so marketing it is going to be key for us so that we can get various artists. So music artists will want to come here because it's right on the Indiana-Illinois border. It's a nice venue that's just different from some of the, going downtown to the House of Blues. It's just a different kind of culture.
And it'll push down more traffic through our downtown
right,
area
and so
as
exactly. And so when people come into an event, whatever the event may be at Fox Pointe, now they will have the opportunity after the event to walk along the streets of Lansing. So they'll be walking down the downtown corridor, and they'll be able to eat at different restaurants. We have new restaurants coming in, we have new facilities coming in, lots of things that are exciting for people to partake in. And so they'll be spending that money directly within our community. Great for us, great for taxes, great for the general buzz that it'll instill a lot of civic pride.
I know that we're pretty excited to see what Fox Pointe's going to become, and we've been following it for a long time. So to move on from that for a little bit here, let's talk about some other future projects we have. So one thing we've been hearing about is about these smart cities. And Lansing is going to be the first smart city, or one of the first. What is a smart city?
Yeah, well, that's the plan. We have there is an initiative that is kind of brought down. There's several things that are brought down from the federal level to the state level, and so the state of Illinois has basically been talking with different municipalities in how we can look to become more smart city specific, so to speak. So
Sure.
we have various light posts around the community. So you have different, you have lighting poles along, many of you have seen all the different lighting poles along Ridge Road. So we are looking to ideally expand that. So we have been talking with different companies and kind of trying to get on the forefront of it, because not only these lighting poles will obviously provide fabulous LED light to communities and
Yes.
streets that may not have the best lighting. So that's an initiative that we're excited about, because it's obviously a safety issue, so people will be excited that their block is not so pitch black, and also these poles will be there'll be opportunities for us to have Wi-Fi, different things on each pole. So it's not going to be like a hodgepodge where it looks like, oh, look at all this stuff. All this stuff will be embedded within the pole, and it will allow our residents to have so much more access to certain things. One of the great aspects of it is Wi-Fi, for example, and another fabulous aspect is through phone carriers. So, for example, AT&T or T-Mobile, whatnot, if they come in and now they will be able to rent, for lack of a better term, space on one of our light poles, now their coverage will expand in that neighborhood. So imagine now if you have your Wi-Fi in you have your phone, and you have the ability now to have expanded coverage. So your coverage that you have been getting now will seem so much stronger. You won't have just 3 bars now if you go in your basement. Now oh wow, all of a sudden I have 5 bars, and you didn't have to upgrade anything. So it's a great service that we're hoping to provide to the village residents sooner than later.
Sounds like a great deal for village residents, and
Mm-hmm.
look
Yeah.
forward to seeing that.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're just kind of looking at all the different aspects. That there's not many communities that are fully doing this right now, and that's the exciting thing, is just because there's lots of things where we want to kind of lead the charge, but still starts with a lot of research and making sure we have everything lined up.
Now, when we talk about IT, people usually don't think about this, but I know you have a connection to something that a lot of people forget about, or the airport.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be happening with the airport?
The Ford Hangar has been under the guidelines of the FAA for quite a while. And
Sure.
so they finally have lifted that restriction for us. And so what that means is that when we have an events at the Ford Hangar, no longer will we have to get approval if it's not an aviation-related event. So now, for example, great events like we have at the Fetching Market or other events at the airport, now we don't have to get approval for them. And so that's going to open up so many more opportunities
Another
for us.
cornerstone for the town.
Exactly. It's a protected building, meaning it's a historical building. People don't realize that this is something that Henry Ford himself built. So he personally invested in this building in Lansing many years ago, and now it's a historical building within one of the top historical buildings in the country. And we're looking to do some renovation to it within certain guidelines. And so to really make it, whether it be a museum, whether it be whatever, that's still to be decided.
Make it a destination, make people come
Yeah,
and
and
see
in
this.
another part of town. So
Yes.
now we'll have this on Fox Pointe on one end, the airport on the other end. The idea is we have all these different things happening, and so people are just going to, be excited when they're coming right off 8094. They can go.
They have so many things to do now.
Lots of options.
Lastly, I'd like to talk about our website, and just in general, how can people get in contact with you or maybe with the village from the website?
Yeah, so we have lots of different mediums. So whatever it is that is easiest for you to get information, we understand that some people may not be internet savvy, so they may not be comfortable, going on a website,
Sure.
From a phone. But truth be told, 73% of our activity on our website is from mobile devices, whether it be tablets or phones. Most are phones. and we understand that. But however, we do have people that still want to go to a computer, desktops even, laptops, whatnot. Then they want to access different aspects of the website. So we renovated our website a little less than a year ago, and so we're excited by that, just because we've had a lot of feedback from residents, some things that they felt they couldn't find really easily.
Sure.
And so it's a work in progress. We're excited by that. We're moving forward with that. There's a great search feature on our website where you type it in, and you may not know what you want, but you type it in, and the algorithms will work behind the scenes to help you locate what it is. And then, so that's one way, through the website. Another is, if you are using your phone, we have a Village app. So City by App is the company that kind of hosts the app.
Okay.
And so they have an app in multiple communities all over the country. And so we're excited by that because the owner of that company is was a former Lansing resident.
Yes.
So it's exciting because it's the idea that, giving back to people who are now doing, really exciting things around the country, but yet he still wanted to come back home to Lansing and make sure that his community that was his community is utilizing this this great resource. So the City by App, if you go into the Google Play Store or Apple Store, you can find it, and we're excited. There's lots of directions on our website of how to access that as well.
Well, Fabian, I'm sure we could sit here and talk for another hour about all the exciting new things happening. So we're going to have to check in with you again, but I'd just like to thank you again for being on the show.
Oh, yeah, it was my pleasure. It's my pleasure. There's lots of exciting things happening here in town, and people will definitely be buzzing about it. So,
and thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more of our shows, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.